Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you here. How exciting. Let's go live on Instagram. We're going to go live on Instagram. How is everybody doing? Please tell me. Where are you from? For the girls, for Aries Circle girls, let me give y'all the link if you guys want to join me in the studio. I hope everybody has had a wonderful Wednesday. I'm so excited to have all of you here. Welcome. Sure. Let me make sure my mic is the correct one. Yes, it is. Can you guys hear me? Yay. All right. Who's excited about this? We are going to be sharing about our MyoCircle, our advanced myofunctional therapy course. We are super, super excited to start our 5th cohort this January 1st. It starts. And we have had so many wonderful, incredible people graduate. And guess what? We have become so close to each other. We communicate almost every day. So for those of you who do not know, after MyoCircle, we have something called MyoMeets. It's a hidden secret myofunctional therapy study club. Only if you take MyoCircle, you are able to get into MyoMeets. And we meet once a month. And each one of the Aries Circle girls will bring a presentation or will invite a speaker. And it is incredible. It's way more than we can share on the Aries Circle lives. So this last weekend, or was Saturday morning, as we had medicine, and she talked all about habit correctors. And I just heard the girls right now on the MyoMeets WhatsApp group going like, that was incredible. So I haven't watched it yet, and I'm so excited to go watch it now. But hello, everybody. I would love for you guys to tell me, have y'all taken an intro course? And if you have, let's see how many intro courses have you guys taken in myofunctional therapy? If this is your first go round, we usually don't recommend MyoCircle. In order for you to be eligible to take MyoCircle, you have to be able to have experience. So it is a way more advanced course. It is a different way of prescribing exercises that I'm going to show you guys that on my presentation. But it's very different. It's different than what everybody else is teaching. It's different than what you've been doing. So we always want people to be able to take a whole year of seeing patients, of that experience after taking their intro course. You know, it's so important for you to implement what you have learned. So then later we can go, okay, now that you have all of this experience knowing how to do myotherapy, which are, you know, the exercises, now let's step outside of the box. Let's look at the patient a little bit differently, and let's find out exactly what does this patient need. Let's see this patient with different eyes. So really what we do with MyoCircle, we kind of like broaden your sight and your knowledge, and we help you. Oh, very good. Look at that. Many good courses. Yeah, there it goes. Jennifer Robinson, 87% into MyoCircle. Please let us know what you're thinking so far. You don't have to, well, I'm going to give a lot of secrets out right now. But let us know, how different is it from other courses, and what has your experience been? Usually module 1 will blow you out of the water. Module 1, I mean, we start with a big punch, going like, hold on, everything that you've been doing, what you've been taught, yes, it's great. We need that, you know, that base. However, there's a very different way of treating patients, of prescribing exercises that is going to give you way faster results. So you guys may have seen this QR code on the screen. I almost didn't do this because this is actually our Black Friday discount. But since next week, everybody's going to be busy with families, I decided to do this live today. However, this is our Black Friday discount. But since I'm doing it right now, I am going to leave it open for 24 hours. So if anybody here, after I do my presentation, if anybody here wants to join Myo Circle, I have never, my marketing team fought with me for me to be able to do this price. And I did not want to do it because you guys who have taken Myo Circle know how freaking valuable it is. And I don't want to, this is not, it's worth way more than any other course out there. So this is not, take advantage of it is what I'm trying to say. This is not going to happen again. Look at this. Oh my God, I wouldn't be this confident without Myo Circle. The exercises alone are priceless. We have 140 videos recorded for you explaining how to explain that to the patient. Why are you doing them the way that you're doing? We have Myo Mindset saying, so true, this course was so good. Thank you, everybody. All right, everybody ready for my presentation? Let me close my 50 screens that I have here. And let's start. Yesterday, we actually graduated our first intro course. It was Foundations of Orofacial Myofunctional Therapy. And we had 23 students, and we're so excited. So if you have not taken the first course yet, that's where you have to start. We start that one. We teach that one every August. So August 1st, we start Foundations. January 1st, we do Myo Circle. And then April 1st, we do MyoBiz. We are revamping MyoBiz right now. If you guys have already taken our business course, it's going to be even better. We're super excited about it. Every Myo Circle, every Area Circle course, you guys have forever access. We're never going to remove the access. You can always have forever access. After you've taken Myo Circle and you join Myo Meets, you can retake the course for free, the Myo Circle for free. Every year, and every year we add stuff. So super exciting. Okay, let me see. I haven't even tried, y'all, to share my screen. So let's see if I can do that right now. Like I don't do this every week. Let's see, slides and PDFs, share screen. I'm just going to share my screen. Let's see. It's requesting a bypass, private window, allow. Window entire screen 2. Okay, actually I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I have in this screen. This is my Myo Circle exercise list. There are 42 pages. I'm gonna go really quickly through these, but if you do Myo Circle, you're going to get this list of exercises. And for everybody who has taken Myo Circle before, I am always updating that. So slideshow, let's see if it's going to be the right. Yes. Can you guys still see? Because I can't see myself anymore. So Area Circle girls, text me because I can't see the screen and I cannot see myself. So text me if you guys cannot see my screen or cannot hear me or anything like that for any reason, okay? Please. And if the Area Circle girls are not here and you know me and you know my phone number, please text me. All right, everybody, ready? So first of all, that's my beautiful model. That's Zoe. She's 10 years old. And we're going to talk about clarity in exercise choices. I want this to be interactive, though. So maybe I don't know if I can make this smaller so I can see you guys. I need a third screen. So most of you guys already know my story. As a young child that suffered from indoor allergies, I used to walk around, guys, with a box of tissues. It was actually toilet paper because in Brazil we don't have tissues. So it was a tennis shoe box, and I would put a toilet paper roll in there, and I would walk around the house with that because I had allergic rhinitis. And I just sneezed constantly. I had to blow my nose constantly. It was so embarrassing because at school, sometimes I would laugh a little bit hard or I'll say something a little bit hard, and snot will come out of my nose. I was so bullied because it was so bad. My allergies really bothered me. But I did not know. I was always a mouth breather. I mean, look at this picture. What are some of the things that you guys say? Can you guys put in the chat box? What do you see in this photo with this child? All right, the shoulders rolled forward, the bags under the eyes, the awful haircut. That was my mom. The mouth open, lips open. But look at that posture. I just can't help myself but look at this child, and I want to help her. And nobody did at that point. So then as a teenager, I was an ugly duckling. I remember watching a school performance and I had the worst posture, and nobody else had that, but I did, and it was so embarrassing. My mom tried. She took me to get x-rays done when I was about 10 years old. I was diagnosed with scoliosis, kyphosis, and lordosis, all three. And then they recommended a brace to pull my shoulders back. However, if you just keep telling somebody or mechanically pull something back, and I'm going to compare the brace that it was given to me to pull my shoulders back with a tongue crib. Do you guys know what a tongue crib is? Somebody has a tongue thrust. A lot of orthodontists or pediatric dentists will put a tongue crib in a child's mouth that has like little things that prickle the tongue. That's what that brace was. It was like pushing something back and trying to fix something without addressing the root cause. We all know that, hurting the tongue is not going to get the tongue thrust to go away. There's a reason why they're tongue thrusting. And the same thing with my shoulders. My shoulders are rolled forward for many different reasons, airway being one of them. So then no one, of course, addressed my breathing issues. I used to sleep with 2 pillows. I used to be addicted to nasal sprays. As soon as I lay down, my nose would completely shut off. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I don't want other children to have to go through what I went through. I now know that there is a way to help them feel better. And I know that all of you guys in this call are the same. You are either your why, or your child is your why, or your grandchild is your why, but there's usually somebody, because I'm sorry, all my functional therapists are crazy. Okay, to be able to enjoy studying as much as we do and to want to work as much as we do, it takes a very special person. So I get it, but there's usually that drive, there's that purpose, there's that reason, that that challenge that was given to us so we could overcome and then come back out here and help serve other people with the challenge that we were given. So there's my little family. Most of you guys know I'm Renata. I'm originally from Brazil. That's Zoe and Benny. Yes, they're both tongue-tied, lip-tied. And I started studying myofunctional therapy in 2016. I run and operate MyoMoves, which is an online-only myofunctional therapy practice. We see patients in over 20 countries. I just got a new one from Kosovo the other day. I thought it was a cool place that we hadn't get anybody have not gotten anybody from there before. And I am the founder of Aries Circle, which Aries Circle is a circle. It's everybody. We cannot do what we do without you guys. Who over here, since, oh my gosh, it's perfect because it's Thanksgiving next week. This is not planned. Who knows the story of the turkey? Can you guys lift your hand up? So a newlywed bride was so excited to cook her husband Thanksgiving dinner for the first time. She first called her mom and asked for her grandmother's turkey recipe. She then went to the store. She bought all the ingredients and she started cooking. When they sat down for dinner, the husband noticed that the turkey had no legs. Puzzled, he asked, the legs are my favorite part. What happened? The wife said, oh, they are right here. I take the bones off and then I cook the meat separately. But why, he asks. Oh, it's just my grandmother's recipe. After dinner, she calls her mom and asks, Mom, Jake thought it was weird that I removed the legs of the turkey. Why do we do that? And the mom responds, I don't know, honey. Your grandma always cooked it like that. So now puzzled, the mom calls the grandmother and asks, but Mom, why do we cook the legs of the turkey separately? How does that make the turkey tastier? And the grandmother laughs and responds, honey, I always cut the legs of the turkey off because the whole turkey didn't fit in my pan. So this is all to say, why are we still doing the same things? Because somebody taught us, because somebody said so. I want to know why. Is there a reason why we give a certain exercise to a certain specific individual patient? I don't know if you guys have seen this. I took this from Dr. Mahoney's website. And this is just to show everybody how long we have been doing what we have been doing. This is nothing new. So if anybody ever tells you, all this new myofunctional therapy, show them this video. It is not new. I'm just gonna play for a little bit of it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's not gonna play. I'm gonna have to pull it up later for you guys. Let's see if it's gonna go. Okay, I'll play it later for you guys. It is really, really good. But anyways, and the whole point is that they're doing a lot of the exercises that me and you know, but they're doing it not right. So critical thinking is not something that you do once with an issue and then drop it. It requires that we update our knowledge as new information comes in. So you guys know how blessed I am to be able to speak Portuguese. I go to Brazil and I'm able to learn from the best myofunctional therapists out there. And I bring all this information to you guys into MyoCircle. But this MyoCircle 5.0, we have some extra surprises for you guys. Let's talk a little bit about orofacial muscles. So we have two major groups, those muscles of facial expression that is not really talked about in our courses in the US, and the muscles that take care of, I have such a hard time saying this word, y'all, stomatognathous functions. The facial muscles have small motor units which perform fine and delicate movements, ensuring their functional precision. I talk a little bit more about the motor units of the muscles, not much, but we go a little bit deeper into MyoCircle. This is something that we all need to start talking about. The difference between myotherapy and myofunctional therapy. Da-da-da. So if you guys know some habit correctors out there that have programs for myofunctional therapy, that is not myofunctional therapy. That is called myotherapy. A lot of courses out there will give you a list of exercises that is myotherapy. So myotherapy, it's like if you go to the gym and you have a trainer and he gives you a set of exercises to change your muscle response. So myotherapy changes muscle response by performing these exercises. I said that both ways. Myofunctional therapy would be like if you're going to a physical therapist, that they are giving you exercises to improve tone and strength, but focus on the function of that muscle. So it acts on modifying the muscle by restoring orofacial function if it's myofunctional therapy. So there are two approaches to this. I'm not sure if you guys have heard this being addressed this way before. So myotherapy focuses directly on modifying muscular behavior through specific exercises, and myofunctional therapy acts on modifying the muscle by restoring the function. So always with the function in mind. There are a couple types of muscle contraction. So you have isotonic muscle contraction and isometric muscle contraction. When you have an isotonic muscle contraction, there is no movement of the muscle. And isotonic, there's movement. Isometric, there's no movement. The contraction, the muscle stays contracted. Let me see if it's not you guys messaging me now. So striated muscle is capable of two types of contraction. That was in Hansen and Mason, both of which should be understood by the clinician. So let's think about doing a bicep curl, right? So whenever we're moving the arm up and down, that is an isotonic contraction. Whenever we are trying to carry, for example, whenever you're sitting on the wall or doing a plank and you're holding the contraction of the muscle in that place, that's isometric contraction of that muscle. So that's different from the exercise type. Here are the exercise types based on the contraction of the muscle. So there are three main types of orofacial myofunctional therapy exercises. He also explains the way that I prescribe the exercises to my patients. It's based on these three concepts. Dynamic exercises are usually the first one that I prescribe. They are the easiest, and it will help with mobility, with coordination, with increasing muscle amplitude, with oxygenation. So if you get a patient who's super low tone, you get a patient who is super in the beginner stages of therapy, there are several exercises right out there that you should not be doing. And it's so crucial for you to understand how to differentiate these in order for you to move faster and more effectively through your therapy program, that everyone should know this. It seriously like blows your mind whenever you understand these three and you can start prescribing exercises differently. Also, I think I asked that at the end, so I'm not gonna ask right now. So dynamic exercises are usually the first ones that I prescribe, right? Coordination, or not coordination, but mobility and oxygenation. These exercises increase oxygenation because they're done with a faster speed than the other two types. So step one, you got to get those muscles moving. You start with dynamic exercises. Those patients who just have a hard time making simple movements. I'm not going to name, I have some exercises here. So step two, static exercises. You're going to prescribe exercises that have isometric contraction. So if a patient has great mobility, you don't have to start there. That's where a great assessment comes in handy. And you guys know our assessment class is like 6 hours long. We need to understand what we're looking at and what exactly that particular patient needs. This will reduce the length of therapy and you will see improvement faster. I'm not going to give you the examples. And then step three, now that we got the muscles moving well, we have also increased tone. Now you're going to be able to add resistance exercises. You don't ever start with resistance exercises unless the patient already had amazing tone and mobility, but it's rare. And I'm not going to give you the examples. That's on MyoCircle. So there it goes. Dynamic will improve mobility, increase oxygenation, improve reach and movement. Static exercises maintains the muscle contraction and increases tone. Resistance, again, increases strength, resistance, and it's way more intense of an exercise. In order for us to be able to prescribe exercise as well, we have to be able to do a really good assessment. So these are certain things that we also teach on MyoCircle, how to measure from the corner of your eye to the corner of your lip. And most people always have one side that's slightly smaller than the other one. And then we also measure the lower third, middle third, and middle third of the face. Those are the most important for me. And the reason why we do measurements, it's not necessarily to check later to be able to see if there was a change. The reason why we do measurements during the evaluation process, it's because it's going to change how we prescribe our treatment. So for example, if from the corner of the eye to the corner of the lip, if this side is slightly shorter, what does that tell you? Do you guys know? MyoCircle people know. That tells you that that patient chews on that side way more. What does that tell you? That those muscles are stronger. Whenever you're giving patients exercises, do you give them the same amount of exercises on both sides? Why, if everybody's asymmetrical? So those are the types of things that we encourage in our advanced course. This is why it's an advanced course, because we're going to push you guys to critically think about these patients. Why exactly are you prescribing this? What are you trying to achieve? And then the lower third and the middle third. Why is that significant? If somebody has a very long lower third compared to the middle third, what does that mean? Is it going to be easy for that patient to get their tongue up? Now, if somebody has a shorter lower third than a middle, that tongue is already up there because they're usually brachycephalic. This dolichocephalic, that's me. There he goes. We look at the whole body. We're looking at feet. We're looking at the hyperextended knees. We're looking at the anterior pelvic tilt. We're looking at, of course, shoulders rolled forward, one shoulder higher than the other, and everything else, the feet out toeing on several of them. So how, alrighty, we're here. How do we prescribe exercises? I cannot wait to share this with you guys, how I prescribe myofunctional therapy exercises. These are some questions that we have to ask ourselves, right? You ready? What do you start with? I want you guys to, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second so I can see the chat box. Very good. Could it also be because of the crossbite and how the face grew? You mean the dolicho? Oh, right here? Well, usually if you have a crossbite, you're going to chew more on the side of the crossbite because the distance between the upper and the lower teeth are shorter on that side. There's so much out there, y'all. So much. Let's see. Play from current slide. But I don't want to use slideshow. I don't want on both screens. I don't know how to do this. Guys, it's like I've never done this before. But because this is on StreamYard, I want to be able to see what you guys are saying over here. Oh my goodness, we have so many of you. Hello, everybody. I was not looking at the screen. Any questions, please send over here. So, okay, I want this to be interactive. So you guys help me out. What do you start with? Let me make this smaller. What do you start with? Do you start with breathing? Do you start with the lips? Or do you start with tongue position? You guys let me know. Are y'all still here with me? All of a sudden, nobody's messaging anymore. You guys let me know. What do you usually start with your patients? Very good. Thank you. Okay, you're there. Answer me. You guys are here. Let's talk. Let's chat. This is how we learn. Breathing. Very good. Who else? Thank you. Now it's coming in. Nasal breathing depends on the age. 1 to 2 tongue, 1 lip, 1 breathing, 1 posture. Very good. TikToks. This is an easy one. Yes. Tongue position to aiding breathing. Very good, Amelia. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you all for answering. This is important for us to ask, and why? So a lot of people start on the lip brushing and lips. Very good. A lot of people start working on lips first. This is something that over the years I have learned. I usually leave the lip for last. And that's because I remember dynamic movement. Very good. Look at you, MyoCircle graduate. Whoever here is a MyoCircle graduate, you guys let us know. Let us know if you have graduated MyoCircle, so everybody knows when you're answering, and you're answering beautifully. That you have taken our course. All right. So lips. The reason why I don't usually start with the lips, it's because it doesn't really matter if the lips are open or closed at first, because if the tongue is up, you are a nasal breather, right? If the tongue is up, there's no way, you guys know this, there's no way you're going to be able to breathe through your mouth. So I don't usually care that much about the lips. Another reason why I don't start on the lips, it's because skeletally, is that a word? It's very difficult for certain patients to keep their lips closed naturally. They just can't, because the structure doesn't allow, especially those class 2 patients. And over there you are trying to put a brace on my back, or trying to put a tongue crib, trying to push that patient to do what maybe the structure doesn't allow them to do. So yeah, the 100% always breathing first. Always breathing first. Very good. And then we do, look at that. That's a foundation. Now we have foundation graduates too. Then we go into tongue, and the lip usually I leave for the end. However, yes, we kind of have a guide for people, but every patient is going to be individualized, and depending on where that patient is you may start lip exercise a little bit earlier for one reason or another. Let's see what else questions do we have. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where I am now. Let's see right here. How many exercises per session? I love asking this one. Let's see. Throw them out. How many exercises do you usually give per session? MyoCircle graduates are not, and foundations graduates are not allowed to answer. Anybody? We have 50 people over here. I'm not sure how many people are on Instagram. Maybe I'm going to open Instagram on my phone so I can see, because I cannot see it on my computer anymore. I have a couple messages. Okay, it's working well. Anybody? 3 to 4. Who else wants to answer? 4. Very good. Who else? Depends, but 3 typically. Very good. Okay, there I am. Okay, I just wanted to make sure how many we had on Instagram. Very good. Very, very good. A lot of people. 6, 7, 8 exercises. That's crazy. It is way too much. I think that's 3 to 4 active exercise and 1 passive. I give 1 per articulator that needs remediation. I do not know what that means. Emilia, please, if you want to share more. What do you mean by articulator? However, we have to take into consideration that these patients have a life. Like, I'm a mom, I have 2 kids. You guys know how much I work like crazy. You guys all do too. It's hard for me to do therapy with them, you know? I need one of you guys to treat my kids because I can't add anything else to the plate. So we do have lots of families and patients that come to us with similar, you know, they have sports after school, they have so much going on. It needs to be something that it's easy. However, for everybody who recommends them doing the exercises in the car, that is not effective. Maybe something passive, you know, keeping their lips closed, keeping the elastic on the tongue or something like that. Okay. In terms of exercises, also think about, if you go to the gym, how many muscles do you work on during one day's workout? Usually people do legs one day, they do arms the other day. They're never going to work the whole body in one session at the gym. So the same thing, why are you giving so many different exercises for every single part? You know, most people don't even know why they're giving so many different exercises. 3 different exercises for the tongue. Some of those muscles are pulling against the other. One contracts, the other one elongates. What are you really trying to achieve? What is your end goal? So less is more. How long do you give per exercise? What do you tell your patients? 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes? Means like exercise in the car. I give cheek lifts or cheek smiles, puffing face for adults. The reason why I say no exercises in the car, it's because the mirror is myofunctional therapy's biofeedback. In order for these patients to improve faster, they need to be able to see what they are doing. It's that extra connection that is going to close that wire of, I know what I'm supposed to be doing because you're showing me. Now I'm going to try to do that, but I have to see to be able to know exactly what does it feel like for me to move that way. Why every time you go to a dance studio, there's a huge mirror? Why do we have mirrors at the gym everywhere? Because in order for us to be able to Exactly, neuroplasticity. And in order for us to be able to make the movement correctly and more accurately and get really good at it, we have to see what we're doing. I have to. How long per exercise? You guys haven't answered. Come on, help me out. Let's see if I have any answers on Instagram. Okay, right here. Oh, look at this. Somebody said they do 10 exercises or as long as they show competency. Is that 10 exercises or 10 seconds? I don't know if there's anybody else on there. 1 to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Very good. That's what, and I'm asking this on purpose, okay? Because I know what everybody's doing out there. Almost every single course teaches you to do exercises for 1 to 2 minutes for pretty much everybody. My question is, why? Why? Who came up with that? Right? How about the turkey? Let's call grandma and ask why. Why did somebody decide 1 minute, 2 minutes? So one of my mentors went back and studied exercise physiology. And she then transferred the same concepts of exercise physiology to, she's a speech pathologist, to speech things. So muscles or facial muscles are different than whole body muscles. So things that you do for the whole body, for all these other different muscles, are not the same in terms of frequency and time and all of that. It should not be the same for orofacial muscles. Jackie said it depends on client's ability. If they fatigue and start to compensate more and modify and do less than the standard 2 minutes. See, it became a standard 2 minutes. But why? I do not know what that principle is. Please share. But why 2 minutes? So let's all try to do right here an exercise for 2 minutes. I bet you 90% of us would fatigue. However, we are not trained. Jackie's good at saying that because we're not trained to check for fatigue. What does fatigue even mean? How many repetitions? So how many times of 2 minutes? It's just 2 minutes and you're done? Or do they have to do several times of the 2 minutes? How many times a day? Once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day? Who gives new exercises each session? Oh, okay. Yes. Exactly. There he goes. Frequency, intensity, type, duration, 100%. 2 at least, is that 2 exercises each session? Yes, it depends, but the 2 minutes does not equate exercise physiology either. So I am bringing to you guys a different way of prescribing these exercises. Yes, very good. At least 2 a day. Oh, I got it. Yes, at least twice a day. Very, very good. And I also hear some people say, you can do it 5 times a week. You can take it off on the weekends. No, we say every single day. You don't have any days off while you're doing active therapy. You have to do it every day. A lot of times we'll say 3 times a day because we know that they are probably going to do 1, maybe 2. So we hope for 2. 3 times a day because realistically they will probably only do it twice. Yeah. 100%. Very good. But yes, the more the merrier. There's something that I like to give my patients. So I don't give more than 4 exercises, usually 2 to 4, because less is more. You change how you give the prescription, right? But like if I give them 3 exercises, a lot of times I'll tell them, okay, pick one that you really like. And that one you can do all day long. So instead of, because what I'm thinking that I need to work on that muscle, that specific muscle that I am trying. What is my goal? It all starts, from us doing our good evaluation. What is my goal? I'm trying to get the patient to do this. Well, I'm going to work on that really, really, really good, intensely. Did you guys see the interview I did with Dr. Josh Madsen? He's an insane chiropractor, really big on Instagram. I did it last Friday for Airway Circle. It's not out yet, but if you're a member, you have access to it. And it's interesting now that I'm thinking this. Whenever you go to a chiropractor, usually you go 2 times a week or, after some time once a week. But instead of that, what he does in his practice, he has all the children come either for a full week or 2 weeks, depending on the case. But they stay in his practice for 2 to 3 hours. So they do an intensive treatment plan that they get a lot of better results. So that's pretty much the thought process behind me asking them to pick one exercise and do that one all day long. By the time I see them, if they did the other 2 exercises once or twice a day, but then the other one, they really worked on it, that muscle is going to be exactly how I want. It's going to get there so much faster. I encourage the exercise and then do the functional activity, for example, lip and tongue work, then drinking. Very good. I give new exercise each session, similar but more advanced to make the muscle work harder. Very, very good. It's that critical thinking. Why am I giving new exercises? I feel like we need to first, what is the word I'm looking for? We need to debunk the thought that we need to give new exercises every single session. Because I feel like a lot of us, we feel like maybe the patient's not going to feel like we did anything if it's the same exercise. And that's not correct, right? You can give the same exercise every single session, depending on what you're trying to work. If you're trying to get the lips to close, there are several exercises that can do that. And yes, you're welcome to change the exercise with the same goal. So maybe the patient feels like they are getting something new. However, if in one session you give an exercise to close the lip, and then the other week you're going to give an exercise to open the lips, it's like, hold on, all of that work that you have gained, it's gone now. So super, super important for you to understand exactly what your goal is and target the specific muscles and understand how the muscles move. In which direction do they contract? In each direction do they elongate? And what exactly each exercise does. So you know how to prescribe these a little bit better to target that specific patient. Very, very good. So yes, you do not have to give new exercises each session, but change the prescription. Like I said in the beginning, if you do a dynamic exercise, you're just moving. The next one, you're going to do the same exercise, but you're going to hold. You're still working on the same muscle. You're just improving what that muscle is doing. Next one. Is it almost an hour already? Yeah, almost. How do you know when the patient can be dismissed? This is a great question. And I think it's the question that we get the most. And I see you here, Tam. Thank you for joining. Hey. How do you know when the patient can be dismissed? I think that the question that we get asked the most, how do I know? Because it feels like therapy is just going to keep going on and on and on. What are we going to do? So I asked, let's see, when the goals are achieved. Very good. Anybody else? I have a slide here of one of our mentors. I think it's towards the end. The issue is that with the goals being achieved, when they have generalized goals into daily life, very good. No more muscle compensations. Thank you guys for answering, because everybody has slightly different thought behind this, which all kind of come together, but everybody's looking for something a little bit different. So when can you let the patient go? The problem with us seeing children is that they are still growing. And every single time that the structure changes, the function is going to change. So there's another very important thing that at 6 years old, they're going to get their first molars. All of a sudden, their chewing is going to change completely. So those are the evaluation things that we have to be really good at recognizing, because you should not be working on chewing and swallowing with a younger child than 6, depending on what they're doing. The soft tissue structure grows to its fullest by age 8. The skeletal structure grows by its fullest by age 12. So there is a gap right there from age 8 to age 12 where the soft tissue is going to be way bigger than the hard tissues. And if we are pushing this child to swallow a certain way, or maybe their tongue feels a little bit too big right now, we're not really going to be able to. So again, very, very important for us to step outside of the box and ask ourselves, but why? We need to look into this a little bit deeper. Why am I not getting the results that I'm trying to get? Why is this patient taking a little bit longer to respond to treatment? Why is it maybe not working? Because we're all good. We're all really good about sharing our successes. But how about sharing our failures? How about sharing, I don't know what else to do with this patient. I've tried it all. I have an adult, guys, an adult that can't suction. No matter what you say, they just don't get it. They don't even know where they are in space. I have 2 of those right now. That it should have, it should be something so simple like, do this. That's easy. Put your tongue like this. But sometimes it just doesn't register. Anyways, we talked about muscle fatigue. I'm going to run through these. I'm not going to share that. Here's what I was kind of talking about a minute ago. So adaptation and compensation. We talk a lot about compensation, but we don't really talk about the difference of the two. So adaptation is the improper orofacial function in lieu of the deficient skeletal structure. So for example, if I have someone who has a tongue tie, who has transverse deficiency of the maxilla, who has enlarged adenoids or tonsils, who has anything in there that is not where they should be, their chewing and swallowing is going to compensate. Their function is going to, is going to adapt. Their function is going to be an adapted function. It's not a compensated function. So now we are going to get that child to where they need to be. The airway is clear, upper and lower jaw are big enough, no more tongue tie. However, after we fixed everything structurally, the form, if they're still not swallowing properly, chewing and swallowing and breathing properly, then it's a compensation. So not everything that we see is a compensation. A lot of times it's an adaptation, and it's okay because they can't do it any other way. You cannot force somebody to swallow with the tip of the tongue on the spot if their structure doesn't allow. Since there's no specific standard for these aspects, this is talking about suction. And there is an evident lack of findings in the literature investigating this, they call it tongue cupping, but it's suction, as a single strategy. This topic should be studied more in depth. This would help better define oromotor function, therapeutic procedures, and better understand the physiology of the exercise employed. This was a study done in Brazil about tongue coupling as a therapeutic strategy. They did electromyography analysis of different training approaches to see if it was effective or not. I'm not going to go through these. But there's a very specific way to explain this exercise. Maybe I'll just do this one. But I can't see you guys. I wish I could see you guys. I see so many people doing this exercise wrong online. It's not because you were able to get a pipe and a ball and give it to your patients because they love this exercise, actually. It's not just because you got one and you gave it to them that all of a sudden they're going to be doing it correctly and you're going to be teaching it correctly. So very specific. There are many rules around this exercise. And there's an adult that I saw recently, still so wrong. So there are rules. Number 1, do not bite on it. This is wrong. Number 2, don't let go. I see so many people do this. This is wrong. Why? Can anybody tell me right here, why is this wrong? What do you guys see? Is that an adaptation or is that a compensation? Right? So very important to explain these exercises very, very well. You guys know that if somebody goes to PRI, adults have such a hard time with this one, harder than it looks. So PRI, if you go to a PRI practitioner, it's gonna take like 20 minutes for them to explain a breathing exercise to you. It's very specific. It's not anybody. It's like, myotherapy. Somebody watches an exercise on YouTube and they do it. If they're not doing it correctly, they're not going to get the results that we're expecting. Tensing to hold the tool and not acting correct muscles. Yes, I am so compensating. The lower jaw's coming forward. I am, encouraging the contraction of certain muscles that shouldn't be moving. So rules about this exercise. Always in front of teeth, like the balloon, lips around it. Breathe in through the nose. Good posture. The goal is not necessarily for the ball to go up, especially if the ball is going like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's not a good sign. How many people get so excited the ball is going up and down they think they're doing a good job? The goal of that exercise is for you to train the body to breathe in and breathe out at the same rate. Not in and out together, but whenever you breathe out, to let the air out at a consistent stream, if that makes sense, until it's gone. If the ball is going up and down, up and down, up and down, that means that you're blowing and you're like, the amount of air that you let out, it's a lot and a little, a lot and a little, a lot and a little. That's not good. Air inside the cheeks. You should not have air inside the cheeks. I see people doing like this all the time. It's wrong. You want to increase intraoral pressure to contract those muscles back there, to increase intraoral space. Every blowing exercise. If you do not, every blowing exercise, if you are letting your patients have air inside the cheeks, you're defeating the purpose. Along with, we get lip muscles worked up. Flow ball exercise, a great breathing exercise, working on expiration. Yes, 100%. Yes, PRIPT is amazing. Controlled exhalation, graded airflow. Thank you for translating what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to talk about the balloon. This one, I don't have the video either because the videos, I forgot, they do not play here. Oh, maybe they will. Let's see. Can you guys see it? Is it playing? Okay, you guys see who does this exercise still? You guys hear me talking about this exercise all the time. That I'm not a believer. Why? Oh, I'm so glad that he played. Why do I not like this exercise? What is the goal of this exercise? Lip seal? You guys, don't leave me hanging. Talk to me. And what do you guys see? Look at the orbicularis oris. But look at everything else. Is that a compensation or is that an adaptation? Everything else is pulling and overworking. There are compensations everywhere. Yes, the bigger button could help. Lots of mental strain. Very, very good. What else? What else do we have? Oh, the popsicle sticking between the lips. I'm not even going to go there. What are the takeaways? Create an objective goal. Whenever you're seeing your patients, every individual one, why exactly are you doing what you're doing? What is your goal for that patient, for that muscle? Consistency is key. Make sure that they are practicing every single day, well, as much as you can. Fewer exercises are better. Consider muscle fatigue. So start paying attention to muscle fatigue. And we teach on MyoCircle how for you to check these things out. Consider facial asymmetry. You're not always going to give the same exercises to the right side of the face and the left. And change the prescription, not the exercises. So here's the goal. The goal is to restore the stomatognathous functions. Stomatognathous functions. I'm getting better at saying that. So what are those functions? Sucking, chewing, swallowing, breathing. If those things are working properly, that's when you know your patient can graduate. The effectiveness of any training program encompasses the correct application of scientific principles in its organization, which depends on good control of variables such as intensity, volume, recovery interval. We didn't even talk about that here, and nobody does recovery interval here. And training frequency. Very, very important. And this is how you can get results in 4 sessions by understanding exactly what you're looking at. This is one of my favorite little buddies who was taking melatonin every night to go to sleep, wetting the bed every night, waking up throughout the night, and taking a whole hour to fall asleep. And in 4 sessions, all of that is gone. He feels so much better. The teachers at school are saying how much more he's able to pay attention in class. His cognitive ability has changed completely. He's able to sit in front of the computer now and do his therapy sessions. This is another little girl who's another one of my favorites. So the first photo is before she started therapy. Second photo after therapy, after I don't know how many sessions of therapy, but probably about 8. And then the third one is after ortho. What happened? Anybody? She got slightly worse after ortho. So what happened? We changed the structure. Function is going to change. I could have graduated her here. And then what happened? She's still growing. She's still changing. She just had something else done. She had ortho. And then she came back to me and I did a little bit more therapy and all of a sudden, blah. And then she had lip tie and tongue tie release after this. But look at the difference. Just with therapy to start with, the posture is better. The head tilt is better. The smile is better. And again, after ortho, everything kind of got a little bit worse with the gummy smile. And then a little bit more well-balanced on the next one. And again, this is before therapy, after some therapy, after ortho, and a little bit more therapy afterwards. I don't have the updated ones after the releases. She had slow expansion and it kind of tilted her teeth a little bit and it was not exactly what we were looking for. So she still needs expansion a little bit more, but we're giving her a break. And this is so funny because you guys know how I see all my patients online. This patient happened to live about 2 hours from me. And one day, it was actually this summer, I was out for Zoe's birthday at a restaurant right here where I live. And all of a sudden, she was sitting across from us. at a restaurant, and she looks at me, and I look at her. I'm like, I know her. She goes, Miss Renata. And I was like, oh my gosh. I miss so much being a hygienist because we had this interaction with our patients. And now I don't often get to see them. So that was super special for me. Myotherapy exercises increase anterior and posterior tongue pressure in adults, but the quality of this evidence is low. The study used various exercises types and training parameters. It cannot be stated whether exercises alone led to functional improvement. Again, we don't have enough research to prove everything that we're doing is 100% effective. So let's keep documenting, and let's keep getting together and doing research and trying to improve our field because our patients depend on it. And coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, but all of us working together is success, everybody. That was the IAOM. This was a coupon code that we had for, let me stop sharing this because we're not going to do that one. How do I remove? Ta-da! I'm back. Tam, do you want to come? Kimmy, if you guys want to come on here, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoy. Do y'all have any questions before we go? And take advantage, 24 hours. MyoCircle, actually, let me go to MyoCircle so I can tell you guys the secrets and the surprises that we have for you. So MyoCircle, why can I not get out of this screen? Okay, there it is. Is $34.99. About 8-9 weeks long, over 40 hours of content. We're adding more. But let me show you guys what we have set up for you. This is super exciting. You guys ready? Surprise, surprise. Right now, for the whole month of November, if you want to get stop screen. Am I still sharing? Oh, here. This is so much easier. All right. There you go. So MyoCircle for the whole month of November. You guys can come here and see what everybody else is saying. These are our beautiful graduates. There goes 40 hours plus of content here. All the modules, functional assessment. There's 15 different therapy sessions that you guys can watch. The cool thing about MyoCircle is that there's not going to be just me. It's Tamara, it's Angela. And then we have our extra guest speakers who are also mentors. Huge, huge, huge bonus. So let me explain this really quickly. The whole month of November, if you get MyoCircle at $34.99, you get Intro to Airway, which is a $1,200 course, $1,229 for free. There are over 14 speakers. If you guys have not seen Intro to Airway, it is fantastic. We have Dr. Gerald Simmons, Dr. Steve Carstensen. We have Nicole Goldfarb. We have Kale Goldfarb. We have Christy Gatto. We have, oh my gosh, we have so many incredible people. We have an IBCLC. We have a couple of speech pathologists also talking about oral habits. And it's kind of like an intro to everything. So even after you take your Intro to Myo course, Intro to Airway is a good all-around course that gives you a good view of a broad knowledge of airway. So also, if you have a dentist that you work with that would like to take that, it's a hidden course. I don't sell it. So you just reach out to me personally and we'll see if we can open. But you get it for free. If you sign up for the month, during the month of November, I might open for December if we have not reached our registrations yet because we have a limit. And I really think that we're going to reach at the end of November now. However, $12.99 free course. MyoMeets free for 1 year. MyoMeets is our exclusive myofunctional therapy study club. We meet once a month and we have incredible lectures. It's one of us, Area Circle Girls, that either do a presentation or invite somebody to come speak. And it's cozy. It is way more, our little community that we have built. Everybody has taken Myo Circle, and we help each other out. And we have a WhatsApp group that we're constantly sharing patient cases and research and asking questions. And it's just a wonderful community. You get that for free with Myo Circle, with Myo Meets. You get to take Myo Circle for free every year. You get the Airway Circle membership for free every year. You get extra courses that are in Myo Meets that Airway Circle used to have. They're all in there. So there's just insane amount of content for Myo Meets. So if you sign up at the $34.99, you get it free for a year. And then you get 100 brochures from Airway Circle. You can reach out to us and we'll send you all of them. So there it goes. The total value would be $5,500 and you get it for $34.99. I promise you, it's an incredible investment, and one patient, 1.5 patients will pay for your investment, and you'll be well worth it because you're going to be getting results way faster than you are right now. Here are all of your mentors and the extra lectures that we have. And our surprise, we have an extra section now of the Brazilians. These are the wonderful women who I have learned from, and they have agreed to come on and teach a little bit of Myo Circle to you guys. So Patricia Faro, she was at the IAOM for whoever was over there, and she couldn't believe what she was hearing. She was like, Renata, this is stuff that we used to do 20 years ago in Brazil. We don't do that anymore. I was like, well, come teach, come talk to us. So she is going to be talking about tongue thrust. She has a course that I took from her years ago that was about forward tongue thrust and lateral tongue thrust, exercises specifically for those two conditions. Mariana Ferreiro is my favorite person in the whole world. She is going to be talking about the best exercises for a successful myofunctional therapy program. How do you choose them? And then we have Marielle Busti, who has taught a course for us before. I'm pretty sure her course is in Myo Meets if you guys join. I don't have the name of her course there, but she's going to be talking about sleep. And then Roberta Martinelli, who a lot of you guys already know, she's spoken for Airway Circle before. She is the one responsible for passing the law in Brazil where all babies have to be checked for a tongue tie from 24 to 48 hours after birth. So she knows everything about tongue tie. She's going to be talking to us about oral restrictions. And there are some questions over here on the bottom. If you guys have any extra questions, we have the live sessions, the tentative days that we're going to do the live sessions. We meet every 2 weeks. Everything is recorded, everything. You guys have forever access to it. Everything stays in the platform. Every week we release a module. You guys watch the module on your own, and every 2 weeks we meet for a live session. We do have a payment plan. We do not want the amount to be a reason why you guys do not invest in yourselves. So we do have a 3 monthly plan installment right here for you guys. But this is it. Please go check it out. Take advantage of this QR code over here. I didn't tell you guys the QR code, the discount. I'm not sure if you guys have checked. Instead of, I don't know why I'm doing this, $34.99 is $29.97. Is that right, Tamara? Am I really doing that? Oh my gosh. 24 hours only. However, if you get the super, super duper Black Friday discounted rate, you don't get the bonuses. You only get the bonuses if you get for $34.99. So you guys have a choice, but 24 hours only with a 2 in front of it. Are you kidding me? Myo Circle advanced course, over 40 hours of content. I cannot wait to see you guys. And it closes at 20. As soon as we get 20, it's over. So join us. We're super excited to have everybody. Our new class, Myo Circle 5.0, starting January 1st. In 2 months, you guys are going to be done and ready to take on the world. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or any of the Airway Circle girls. We're here to guide you and to answer any questions you may have. We love you. Thank you for being here with me tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for Thursday Night Live. Bye, everybody.